What is the one position that the 49ers are going to draft that is going to piss fans off this year? And what round is it going to happen?
Okay. All right. Okay. What if they draft another kicker?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, they've done that before.
That'd
if they draft a guy in round 3 and he doesn't pay immediate dividends, they'll do it again. Kicker in round 3. Kicker controversy.
Why do I feel like they're not going to move on from Moody, but they totally should consider it at least?
They should absolutely move on from Moody.
He missed a kick in every playoff game. There was this whole thing about, hey, we had a kicker here that never missed in the playoffs, and Moody missed. He didn't not miss in the playoffs in a single playoff game. He missed in all of the games.
I just think it's a little too much for him. He has got talent, but there's just an immense amount of pressure on the 49ers, and I don't think he's ready for that.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe in offseason he can get his mind right. I don't know.
What were you going to? I mean, obviously they're going to spend their first round pick on a defensive end. Obviously.
I think that would probably piss people off.
It would piss me off.
If there's some good offensive linemen there.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I think I was going to say, you know what? I was going to say running back in round 3, but they actually totally do need a running back now that they only technically, I mean, they have 3. They probably are going to draft another one, but I think not drafting an offensive lineman till like round 4 is more aggravating than anything they could draft before that. Like every pick before that's going to piss people off because they waited so long on an offensive lineman. That's the actual aggravation that's probably going to happen.
So the Niners are acting like they have the next Drew Brees. And that's what Steve Spagnuolo said, man, this guy is the next Drew Brees. Well, on my previous stream this morning, someone pointed out that Drew Brees and the Saints always invested in guards because he's little and he couldn't handle pressure in his face. Maybe the Niners do that. Maybe they actually do spend a high pick. Because whatever their first round pick is, it's not really a first round pick. You think of it more as a early second round pick. You could take a guard there.
Well, I mean, one thing that they can always do, even rookie tackles sometimes play guard. And there's a lot of these tackles that might be better suited as guards, especially early on in their career. So yeah, draft a guy who's kind of a tweener, played tackle in college, but could be a guard. Play him at guard, and maybe he can eventually kick out to tackle. And if not, you've got yourself a really good guard. I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. I'm fine with that as long as it's like they don't wait 4 rounds to take an offensive lineman. That I wouldn't be too happy about. But also likely.
I just feel like they're placing so much blame on that right guard spot that they're going to address it early. Every time the Niners scapegoat a certain position, they drafted pretty high. Like Tucker, whatever his name was, what was his name? Tyler Kroft.
Yeah.
Didn't block Hassan Reddick. And instead of the Niners reflecting on what they did, calling that play, they drafted Cam Latu. So Spencer Burford made a mistake. Instead of the Niners reflecting on the...
What about Feliciano, though? They seem fine with bringing him back, regardless of what happened on social media. And
do they?
Yeah, that's what... I mean, Lynch talked about it.
Is that what Lynch said?
Yeah. So...
let's see him do it. I can see them being nice, saying, "Oh yeah, we love John Feliciano. He's great," and then not signing him.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I mean, if you do that, do you have to get rid of Burford, or does it matter? I guess I don't know. That whole situation was weird.
I don't know.
Extremely weird.
Can we take anything from who the Niners met with at the combine?
100%. Yeah. Okay. Let me give you some players last year that were drafted or picked up after the draft. Jair Brown, Jake Moody, Cam Latu, Jarrell Luter, D. Winters, Braden Willis, Jalen Graham, Ilm Manning. Every single one of them met with the 49ers at some point before the draft. Not necessarily at the combine, but every single one of them met. So pay close attention not only to the players that the 49ers are meeting, but the positions that they are meeting a lot of players at that position with. Because there's a good chance one of those guys is going to end up on the team at those position groups. So yeah, I think so. 8?
I
That's a
bet you they're
lot.
going to be looking at defensive linemen.
They had a lot of meetings today with edge rushers. So yeah, I agree. I think they had like 6 meetings with edge rushers today.
5 year because they didn't have a good enough defensive line.
That's why they didn't win the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're so mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happening. There you go.
Run it back,
What you gonna do?
revenge tour. Name it, call it what you want to call it. The Niners are back. Same as ever. But this time it's gonna work. And you're a hater if you don't think so. I
It's
have
like
all the stats to prove it.
I feel like we're in the Fast and the Furious. There's going to be like 10 of these
I can't hear you.
movies. Fast and the Furious? You can't hear me?
I can't. Is that a me
think
problem or a you
you're
problem? Oh, I'm back. It's a me problem. All right. I think that's time
Yeah.
to end the show.
I agree.
Mike drops a Monza. Got you. First round DT. Good times. Jad is Jat. Says still not convinced Ayuk stays. Fair.
I am.
Fish and Chips is drafting no line at all will piss us all off. They won't. They don't have the gall. Derek says Larry did not have a meltdown. He disagreed with the take you had, also cleansed it up by saying you guys are friends and cared to you for how much you have done for him and others. Okay. Jeremy Price, what up, Brohams? I love Jeremy. What's up, Jeremy? Robert,
He's so kind-hearted.
New member. Thank you, Robert Pacheco. I like the name Pacheco ever since Isaiah Pacheco burst on the scene. I like saying Pacheco.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Pacheco.
Rolls off the tongue.
Great. Richie says drafting O-line high would be a waste. KS wouldn't play them year one. They should go DB, get someone who covers well so Bosa has more time to get through holds.
I mean, the Chiefs were bear hugging him and they weren't calling it. I mean, is he ever going to get through that?
It's not fair.